everybody, welcome to the Mac Life Show. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Flo.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Mac Life Show. Today we're going to be talking about the Joby Gorillapod for video. If you're shooting like little videos, flip minnows, this is a pretty cool little device. We'll also be talking about the Avid Vocal Studio. If you can't afford Pro Tools, you might want to check out the Avid Vocal Studio.
And we'll be discussing next week's Apple event. So what will it be?
Oh, it's got a lion. It's like peekaboo, the peekaboo lion. And as always, we'll be taking questions from you, our viewers, via Twitter.
So reply us at MacLife or either of our Twitter accounts @OThatFlow, @StrangeWays without the vowels.
No
and
vowels.
We will answer your questions.
We will answer
live.
your questions.
Sort of live for those of you who are watching this later.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to talk about this week is the Joby Gorillapod video. Now, if you're used to little Gorillapods, you know, they have these little arms that they can wrap around your, random things. You can put cameras on poles. You can do all this stuff. Now they have one that's specifically for videos, so like Flip Minnows is really great for that. It has a little arm, and it's pretty fluid. It's not, you're not talking like, a $1,200 Bogan tripod, but this is really nice. And the super cool thing is it has magnetic feet, so it gives you a little extra bit of stability. And so I decided to test these magnets yesterday.
So I'm outside, and I figure since the Gorillapod has magnetic feet and it attaches to metal, and my vest is made of metal, let's give it a go and see what happens. As you can see, we just attached it using the magnets that are at the feet of the Gorillapod, and it did, surprisingly well considering the road itself and the shaking of the Vespa. And it's kind of difficult to get off here. It's got quite a lot of pressure to pull it off. So then you just plop it right back on. It's ready to go.
So Joby smartly tells you in their literature that they don't make any claims to the strength of these magnets. So don't go out and start, slapping this thing on your car and driving around and expecting your stuff not to fall off. That was just kind of an extreme test, just kind of you see how it worked. But I was really surprised, and like I said, this thing works great. There was a flip minnow I was using in the video, and I stuck it on there and I rode around. I was doing about 35 to 40 miles an hour. The fastest. There's a lot of cobblestones on that road, turns, bumps. I went over a couple of speed bumps, and it stayed on there. So it's actually a pretty cool little thing, Joby Gorillapod video.
Now we're going to discuss this gorgeous little thing. It comes part of the Avid Voice Studio kit, which also comes with the Avid's Pro Tools SE software, which is kind of a lighter version of the actual Pro Tools software. The software allows up to 16 channels of audio to be mixed in. It comes with 10 instrumental tracks. It allows you to import 1 video track, and it also comes with 3 gigabytes of stock audio, which is totally royalty-free, so you can use it and do whatever. And actually, I made a little song today, which we'll play for you later at the end of the show, so don't forget to stick around for that.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look now at the Pro Tools SE software.
So the great thing about the new Pro Tools SE is that it's got this nifty quick start menu where you can choose what kind of recording that you want to do. So if you want to do an empty session, you could start from scratch, or you can record an instrument, make your own background loops, even go as far as making your own movie soundtrack. And if you and your friends just want to play around, you guys could even record a podcast. If you're still learning the ropes of Pro Tools, you can go into one of the demo songs, preview it from the quick start menu, and then choose it to edit it yourself. If you're used to using video editing software, the interface in Pro Tools might seem a little weird to you, but just remember that if you select the hand or the pencil, you can easily move around each of the audio tracks. Highlighting and right-clicking will also give you an set of options for the song samples, which should help you if you're a little intimidated by toolbars. Fortunately, this toolbar isn't too bad up here, and you can also press space to play the song. Over here on the left side of the screen, you can adjust each of the song samples to your liking, including the audio effects. So you could turn this trumpet into an ambient noise if you want, say a weirdo biohazard, and you can control the master volume. So we could mute this little electric bass if we wanted to, and now this is probably going to sound a little bit weird. Yep, sounds a little bit weird.
Now, you don't have to be an expert singer, songwriter, music producer, or even a podcast producer to use this software. It's really easy. I got a hang of it in just a couple of hours, and I have absolutely no musical software experience whatsoever. The only thing I know how to do a little bit is video producing. The kit actually is only $100, which is pretty good if you're just looking to kind of break into this little niche, see if this is something that you'd like to do. And you get a cool looking mic out of it, so if you really decide you're not good at this, you could just put the mic somewhere and have it look cool. It's very in fashion, very in style.
So beyond hardware, we also want to talk to you today about DonorsChoose. Last week, Susie was on here and she talked to you about DonorsChoose. We're in a race with Maximum PC, and I believe as of right now, we're actually beating Maximum PC with the largest amount of donors. So Mac users beating PC users, it's kind of par for the course. But we have to continue to beat them. We're going to need your help. You're going to need to go to our DonorsChoose page, and you should see the little lower third right along here to tell you where to go. I want to thank everybody for pushing us past the $1,000 mark. And this week we're going to be giving away iHome's P1 iPod speaker dock. It's actually a pretty cool speaker dock. We're going to be giving that away. You have until Saturday, October 16th. That's this Saturday, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you have to figure out where you are in, the time. In addition to that, if you decide to give money to the Time for Kids to Learn About the World project, you'll also be entered to win a Star Trek pizza cutter. We had that on the show last week. It looks just like the Starship Enterprise, except the little cylindrical thing. It cuts your pizza. That's right. So yeah, and even if you don't care about beating Maximum PC and you don't care about winning prizes, but we all care about winning prizes. This is really for the kids. We're trying to help kids get a better education. And once a child has a great education, the sky's the limit for them. So DonorsChoose, check it out. Be generous, give to us, well, not to us, give to the children, and help us beat Max PC. And you're going to win a prize, or at least you get entered into it. So each week we grab a rumor which we believe deserves, some discussion. But instead of rumor this week, we got an invitation yesterday to Apple's Back to the Mac special event. Now it's going to be next Wednesday, October 20th. It's going to start at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and we're going to be live blogging it. So we're pretty excited about that. Live blogs.
I was very excited when I saw that picture.
So the picture has a lion, and he's kind of looking out. It's like, peekaboo.
It's like Simba. I think Simba is
peekaboo.
Or it's like Mufasa coming back for Simba, except they're coming back for Steve Jobs.
Flo loves Disney movies.
Lion King is actually my favorite Disney movie.
There you go. So we will be live blogging the event, and of course, if you've seen the invitation, you can there's the little lion. Peekaboo, which leads us to believe they're going to be talking about OS 10 10.7 Lion.
Or it could be Liger.
Probably.
You never know.
Probably.
It could be Liger with a lion's face instead of a tiger's face.
Yeah, it's going to be Lion. So it's Liger, Lion-O, but definitely Lion. Wow. Okay, here's the deal about this, the update. I am more excited about an OS update than I was about the iPhone 4 and the iPad and the iPods.
Going back to the Mac, that's the whole
back
point.
To the Mac.
We haven't been back to the Mac in a while. Everything's been very mobile, and now
Apple is very focused on the iPhone and the iPad and all that.
Which is fine.
Which is great. These are wonderful devices, game-changing devices. Apple, before the iPad, everyone had those netbooks and a couple tablets, and no one was selling. People were actually losing money on netbooks. Apple puts out the iPad. Now everyone's like, oh, we got to make a pad, basically an iPad killer.
Now they have a bunch of market share because of it.
Yeah, so we got to make an iPad killer. So now Apple is going back to the Mac, its roots, where we're all used to sitting down at our Macs. What I use every day, all day, my Macintosh, and I am super excited. Super duper excited. There's also speculation that there might be a new MacBook Air coming out on Wednesday. Do you think it'll be just OS information?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You don't know?
Because I don't, why do you need a MacBook Air if you have an iPad and But then I can understand maybe you want, yeah.
Well,
Who knows?
there's people are saying that the MacBook Air, we're running out of MacBook Airs. There's no more in the supply channel.
It's disappearing.
It's light and it flips away. Or newspaper people throw it in the trash.
Or they
when
line
they
the
do
bird
reviews.
cages with it.
So, MacBook Air, we're not sure. They might just kill the MacBook
But
Air.
you see, it could happen because if you think about all this cloud integration, there's the rumors about Mobile Me going adding a whole new cloud feature. It could be something like that.
It could be.
It would work great for MacBook Air users who don't have optical drives, who don't really have any ports.
True. Also, iLife 11.
Ah, yes.
Which makes you wonder, what are they going to do to GarageBand at this point?
I kind of want them to revert iMovie back to the old one.
Oh yeah, we all want the old iMovie. I don't like.
I want
I want
08
timelines. I
back.
want timelines in iMovie. So if anyone's listening who could talk to that team,
timelines. I really miss
timelines,
that.
that would be awesome.
That's what makes Final Cut Pro easy for me.
Yeah,
is the timelines.
it is the timelines. iLife 11 is probably going to be maybe. What do you think? iLife 11?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, come on, that little French Amazon had a.
Oh
iLife
yeah,
book.
French Amazon leaked the iLife.
Everything's in
packaging.
air quotes, kind of like the MacBook Air.
So every week we also answer your Twitter questions. So if you have a question for us, you can send it to us at twitter.com/MacLife. You can also @MacLife if you're using the Twitter client. So let's cruise on over to Twitter and let's see what is happening. First question. Have you jailbroken with Lime Rain or Green Poison? Nick, who is kind of our resident expert on jailbreaking now, he is hearing a lot of bad stuff about Lime Rain. And
he had a lot to say on the podcast
I
the other day.
I am very leery to use anything that isn't the Ponage tool put out by the iPhone dev team. So if you're thinking about, if you're one of those people who loves jailbreaking their phones, my advice is just wait for the iPhone dev team's Ponage tool.
And would you really trust something that was released for Windows first?
Yeah, that's a good point. And when you release something called Green Poison,
Doesn't sound good. You know who, last time the
don't-
person had a green poison, she fell asleep until Prince came to kiss her and wake her
yeah,
up.
yeah. And you know, Prince is a busy man. He doesn't have time to go running around your houses waking your iPhones up. So,
I was talking about Snow White, but
you know, if you're, we're like I said, we're kind of holding off on the whole
Yeah.
Lime Rain. We haven't tried it yet.
next question, do you recommend jailbreaking an iPad? What do you think, Robbie?
If you're into jailbreaking, you might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the deal. iPad's brand new, good chance you'll void your warranty. Anytime you jailbreak
Yeah.
anything that's brand new, if you
wait a
have a
while.
warranty on it, we want to warn you that there's a good chance it's going to void it. Now, you could probably restore it and then take it to the Apple Store, and they won't be the wiser, but they have a special little machine, a little computer program that tells everything you've ever done to your iPhone or your iPad. So I would kind of hold off if you're concerned about warranty issues.
And then they released the Hounds. And if you've seen that episode of The Simpsons where they released the Hounds, you know what happens.
They don't release the Hounds. The next question is, what characteristics do you think Lion will have? I'm hoping it's going to be even cleaner. I think from
Yeah.
Leopard to Snow Leopard, there was a really nice cleanup of the code. I'm hoping Lion will continue that.
So, like, do you want maybe a UI as well? Maybe have a
I think
cleaner UI?
there's going to be little tweaks to the UI.
Yeah.
Better RAM management, and a lot of
Yeah.
apps that you would think were 64-bit aren't. iTunes,
Yeah.
32-bit. Really?
Yeah. Let's make it 64.
Really? Let's make everything in the
Yeah,
OS.
let's make everything in
64-bit.
2010, 2011.
Let's get it going, people.
generation.
So yeah, it's difficult to say what Apple's going to do. There's also there's speculation that maybe they'll have something they'll have to do with the cloud. Everything be based
would
on
be
the cloud.
great,
Maybe
yeah.
they'll make Mobile Me free. That whole Mobile Me thing. But next Wednesday we'll find out. I'm really excited. But don't expect it out like right away. Expect it probably released during WWDC in June. So every week we talk about things we're giving away on the site, and this week is no different. But in addition to that, we're going to be giving away something just to the viewers of the show, Flo?
So, in addition to giving away the 3 cases from Incipio for your new iPod Touch, we're also giving away this case. It's another one of the Incipio Hive gaming cases, and we're giving it away to anybody who watches the show today. All you have to do is send in the color of this case that you see right here. I'm showing it to the live viewers as well. And send us an email with the color of this case to the maclifeshowlive@gmail.com. That's the maclifeshowlive@gmail.com. And you can win this in addition to the other cases that we already have on the site. So if you want to go and leave a comment on this week's win, go ahead. You know, maybe you might end up with 4 cases if you're lucky. 4 cases.
So what's cool about this is, I'm going to put it over here to camera. See those little honeycombs? All week I've been singing the honeycomb song. Honeycomb big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not small. No, no, no.
Now that's for the cereal, right? That you're talking about.
Yeah, honeycomb. Honeycomb cereal. Honeycomb, honeycomb, honeycomb.
I think it was replaced by Waffle Crisp.
What?
That
doesn't roll off.
For my generation.
That doesn't roll off the tongue at all. Waffle Crisp. Waffle Crisp. So yeah, so we're giving this away. Send us an email, themaclifeshowlive@gmail.com. Tell us the color.
We'll pick one winner at random for this
Okay,
one.
if you're colorblind, I'm going to say it's yellow. Just tell us it's yellow. Because that doesn't seem fair. If you're colorblind, you can't see this.
Sorry if you're colorblind.
Yeah, that would just be horrible. I'm so sorry. So, giving this away this week. You can leave it right there so you can check it out with the honeycombs. So that's it, everyone. That's the show for this week. Be sure to tune in next week at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time if you want to watch the live feed of the show. As always, the show will be edited and put on the site where you'll be able to watch it at your leisure. So you don't have to, if you're working or you're at school or you're, reading to orphans, you can still watch the show. Also, we're going to start putting an Apple TV version of it on the site. You can download it, throw it in iTunes, sync it to your Apple TV, or if you have a new Apple TV, stream it.
Sync it to your hockey puck.
Sync it to your hockey puck. As always, if you have some feedback, you can give us an email at themaclifeshowlive@gmail.com. And, don't forget to donate to DonorsChoose. Even if we weren't battling the evil forces of Maximum PC, we would be telling you, please, help these kids out, help these teachers out. It's a good cause. DonorsChoose, go for it. Tomorrow, we'll be doing Frag the Editor Friday. And you know what? I'm going to be playing Left 4 Dead 2 again.
Yeah, we're going to do a campaign tomorrow. Yeah. So I promise I will screencast this time. Unfortunately, I didn't.
Flo didn't push the button. She was so excited about shooting zombies.
Last week, but I finally got a better software for it, so we'll actually screencast it. We'll put it up on YouTube so everybody can watch our little adventure.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Left 4 Dead 2 tomorrow, Frag the Editor Friday, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Check it out. It's Friday, in case you're watching this on Friday, and you're like, well, I went back to the site on Saturday. So Fridays at 4 p.m. every week, Frag the Editor Friday. This week, Left 4 Dead 2. As always, the show is produced by Jason, the Archduke of the Internet Amor. I am Robbie Baldwin.
And I am Flo.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Right now we're going to give it up to all the reggae people in the house. From Maclife's home to yours. Boop. Boop.
This is just for you guys.